second edition of On the Couch with Diary of a Stupid Woman. In the studio today, I have the usual suspects. On my right, I have Jay. On my left, I have Martins. Welcome. Our topic for today is marital impotence. Marital impotence here just simply means there is no sex going on in the marriage. And I'm going to allow Martins, who gave us the coinage, marital impotence, to start off this conversation.
Alright. What I've meant by marital impotence is that you can have a situation where a man cannot have an erection for his wife for a number of reasons. So she might be naked, she might be having a shower, she might be dressing up, she might even be giving the man a blowjob. Blowjob for 30 minutes and the thing is still down south. Thinking about, should I come up? Should I stay where I am? He's not impotent, he's just not attracted to his wife for a number of reasons, which we will look at later.
Okay, so Jay, what does it mean to you?
I think it has so much to do with the mind.
Okay.
Yeah, because the same man probably was attracted to the woman, and now he can't get it up. Yeah, it has to do with the mind.
But the woman is expected to be wet for the man. So in this marital impotence, is it one way or it happens the other way?
No, there's a flip side.
Okay.
The flip side is that women are able to have sex with their husbands out of duty. What it means is the woman doesn't have to like you to sleep with you. If she feels that, once she knows that you're her husband, she can bring herself to the point that she can sleep with you. I mean, there are women that are like brick walls to their husbands. You know what I mean by brick wall?
Yes.
No,
Should I break it down for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Brick wall is that the man cannot penetrate. She is really so dry that they need to get a bottle of lubricant for the man to try to enter. Alright? The same woman thinking about her ex-boyfriend or someone that she admires can become a river, just flowing. It's not that she doesn't flow, it's the fact that she's not attracted to the husband, but she can still sleep with him. Okay. The difference is, whereas the woman can manage the man, the man is unable to just activate his mind to bring up Mr. Willie to do the job.
So basically, marital impotence happens both ways, but because the man's own is more out there, we see the physical expression of it, it's more of an issue for men in the marriage. And you said we would explore some of the reasons that there is marital impotence. So we'll explore the reasons and we'll round up with suggestions on how, because it's actually more common than we think. A lot of people are telling you that, oh, the last time I slept with my husband was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. The last time he touched his wife was, that same length of time, and they are meant to be married. So starting with Jay, what are some of the factors affecting people in the marriages that brings about marital impotence?
Really, it's hard for me to know, because for me, I can't really stay more than a week, from my wife. So I will allow Martins.
We need to ask her that. You have sex to your wife, man.
Okay.
A major reason why men may suffer dysfunction with their wives is lack of attraction. It's not necessarily about the woman, it can be about the man. It can be that the woman doesn't fulfill his fantasy. Alright, the man may just have new fantasies he cannot explore with the woman.
Why? What's can't there? Why? She's his wife.
I know, because you see, marriage is like society. People want things the way they have always been. If you do missionary all the time, you keep doing missionary. You say, come on me and bang this shit. He will ask you, where did you learn this from?
No, but that is one of the things that men use to hold women in bondage. What do you mean? When did I relate it from? I'm a human being. I have the same feelings, emotions, hormones in me, and I have fantasies and desires. If I cannot express it with the man that I have vowed that I'm going to be with the rest of my life, who do you want me to express it? Why do you men hold women, especially wives, in bondage in that way? And then you come and tell me that you are impotent.
Let me try and situate the argument properly.
Okay, let's go.
Right? You know how they say, as it has been, so shall it, so it shall be, so it shall always be. That's the way most marriages are. Most times, men want to have an affair. A marriage is not an affair. A marriage is an obligation. Or a sex in a marriage is an obligation. So you have
Says who?
With your wife in the marriage.
Why is it an obligation? Says who?
How can I explain this so? Is it you have a duty to stay with your husband?
Yes.
And your wife?
Yes.
It's not because when you married him, you said my body is yours, your body is mine.
Correct, but we're supposed to be doing. Wait, before you decided to marry me, you said, "Oh, all this emotion, you love me, you can't sleep without me, you can't think without me at all." So why isn't that translated into the marriage so that when you are in quote, having this duty is from your heart? I want to do this with this person because I like this person. I chose this person. I said I wanted to sleep with this person for the rest of my life. Why does it become this boring chore?
Well, sometimes it can be a chore.
Why does it become that you are not going? It's not a chore if you go outside.
Let me tell you why. Sometimes let me give you an instance. If you're trying to get your wife pregnant, let's say you've been trying for a year, 2 years, 3 years.
Yes.
And your wife comes and tells you, honey, it's that time of the month. The man cannot even erect. Because the man wants to have fun and not to work.
Yes.
As long as the man thinks that he's going to go and walk there,
Yes.
you can blow the man for the next 30 minutes. It's not going to happen.
So we understand that situation.
All right.
But the situation we're talking about, Martins now and Jay, is that there comes a point in the marriage where the man says, I cannot get it up for you anymore because your first point is that I'm not attracted to you anymore. What's the second point?
The second point may be that, as I said, the man might have fantasies. It's hard for a lot of men to come to terms with the fact that they might be bisexual, or that they might actually just be straight on gay. That's the major reason why some men cannot erect for their wife.
Is that the fantasy? I thought the threesome was the highest form of your fantasy.
The threesome, it can still erect. But when a man, as he grows older, when he finds that he actually likes men and not women, of course he cannot be erecting for his wife.
No, what I want to ask is, are you telling me that most men will get to the point where they will
prefer men?
Yes.
It happened. Haven't you heard about it?
No, my question here was you are situating it as one of the reasons why men do not have erections. As a reason.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Now, okay.
That's it.
Jay, now you come from a conservative background section.
Yes.
So I mean, Uncle is on that side.
He's
so
far away.
yeah. So coming to you now, what would you say? I know that yes, you have a very good sex life with your wife. Hallelujah.
But we need to confirm from her.
But
I think it may become an issue, just like Martin said, when it changes from fun. Because when I was telling you guys, for me, this is the situation. If it changes from fun to chore, it will change. It might become my reality.
Okay.
Marital impotence.
Okay.
And another thing I would say is, I think like the conversation we're having now, I wish society can provide an avenue where men can talk to men and discuss, especially things like the fantasy.
Okay.
What is it that I'm thinking about? What is it that I want to do? And maybe either an older man or a peer will say, oh, this is a suggestion. Well, with this, maybe you do that. It doesn't matter how, but at least you're talking to someone, because many men don't talk about sex. I remember when I was getting married, I wanted to talk about it, but no one said anything.
What did you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about sex. I wanted to know what was coming at me, what I should do, what I need to buy. And
were you
surprisingly
trying to find out where the goal was? What were you trying to find out?
No, Martin, don't ask me further questions. My point is, it was a lady, another woman, who ended up talking to me.
Did you experiment?
With who? The lady? No.
so what I'm getting here is that you still think that there are guys who are either sexually inexperienced at the time that they're getting married, and it would be lovely to have a forum where men can just be honest with each other and even mentor or guide. That's what you're saying.
Yes,
okay.
And I would also say that actually society also puts pressure on men, because when I was growing up, all the guys who had sex in secondary school told us stories, heroic stories, what they did. And when I was talking eventually many years later, what I said, no, it was just nonsense.
Okay.
So you see, but that time, and all of us believe also what we see in movies. So you believe and people will go into that room, they will not be able to get it up. But when they come out, they will never tell anyone that.
Okay, that this could be a possibility. So now going back to you and the reasons, what is the way out of it? Because what I'm hearing now is just after years of being with someone, things are not the same, of course, as they were. But I think that one of the major problems is that men, just like you've said, are not situated properly in the context of what marriage is. It's the women that are. So it's the woman that is told, you must be clean, you must prepare yourself for your husband, your house must be this, you must be patient. But the men are just told, go and provide. They're not told that that for better, for worse part could mean things like she would look different. You will not find her attractive, but that's the time she needs you the most. She's going to go through menopause, so it's going to be her winter period for the next 10 years. She needs your support. Men are not giving that ugly side of the reality. Yeah. They're only giving the good side, and so when it happens, they turn to, in quote, I'm a hunter, I can go out and I'll look for fresh meat and come back. So taking it from there, what would you give as your parting words advice? Yes.
I mean, couples must communicate. The place to start from is to talk. The woman may bring up the conversation to say, look, bros, or guy, or honey, or sweetheart, whatever you call him, doesn't really matter. We haven't been intimate for some time. Each time I come close to you, I'm tired, I'm sleepy, I had a stressful day, I have an early morning. One excuse or another. What is going on? Because I want to have sex, but you are denying me of this, my something. So they should start from there. All right? The man can now find a way to explain to the woman how he wants to have sex, or what is stopping him from having sex.
Like what?
The man might tell the woman, for instance, that when I come back in the evening, the first thing I do is to take a shower. When I come back, I don't see you taking a shower. We have both gone out. I take a shower, you don't take a shower. I brush my mouth, you don't brush your mouth. And that turns me off. When you come close to me, I don't really want to even kiss you at all because I don't like the smell. So if you just brush your mouth a bit, or take a shower when we come from work, that would at least help things. But they've started talking. Yeah. Until they start that conversation and start talking about these issues, they're not going to have a headway. Because the longer you stay without having sex, the longer it becomes. Yeah. You can have a couple for 2 years. Yeah. They haven't had sex for 2 years. Yeah. 3. And it happens. Some 5 years. Mm. And there was a woman that gave birth, and the last time they had sex was 9 months ago. And then another 2 years when she had another sex and got pregnant. That was because the man was drunk, and then she wanted to have a child, and she went and found a way to get him up quickly, and then she got pregnant for the man.
Martin.
All right. Well, the place to start from is to have a conversation. Yeah. All right. About the real issues. People often dodge or avoid real issues in marriage. What do I do that you don't like? The man might say you are a sloppy kisser, or that you like to bite my lips, or you like to pour spit in my mouth. Yeah. So talk about these things. Yeah. Okay, can I improve? Yes, you can improve. So when these things are on the table, and then they can begin to work on them and find a way to move on from it.
I like the fact that you didn't relate it only to the guy telling the woman, because the women too have complaints. Their stomach is too big. You take your time in climbing. It's not. It's not sexy. I don't like the way it looks. As you said, you're a sloppy kisser, noisy kisser. Your beard it scratches my tender skin. These are real life things. You didn't shave your armpit. You didn't bath also.
And you recycle your boxers every day.
You see.
And you want a blowjob from me? I'm gonna do it.
And it's not just the conversation. It's not just the communication. It's how it is communicated also. Because you can have this conversation and the man will say she was disrespectful.
or ends up in a fight.
Or ends up in a fight. So we also need to put that in context. Jay, what are your parting thoughts?
I think I would still emphasize on the need, like for men, to have someone or a group that you can talk to, because it can be so much pressure, because pressure can affect the mind, it can be the source of the stress, and then you don't just want to do anything. And another thing could be, like Martin's also said, let the hunting continue in marriage. I think that will do wonders.
Oh, fantastic. And so, to our viewers, I think what I would just say is that for better, for worse, is they're just not words. It actually means action. And when it comes to the worst part, it could take years to actually come out of a slump. And I think going with, both of my guests here, we need to situate men in the conversation when it comes to, especially marriage, that there will be those times. A lot of the things affect women more. They affect women more than they affect men. And the men, we need them to support us. And so if you're having marital impotence, I think the first part here is conversation. Really taking it back to where it once started. We need to stop being in marriages because it's a duty. It's not supposed to be a death sentence or a life sentence.
And it's not a prison.
Yes, sir. And so I hope you gained something, you enjoyed it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our Instagram page at Diary of a Stupid Woman. And until next time, see you and thank you for watching. Bye.